And that brings us to my favorite segment of the day, when we get to talk about strikeouts. Kevin Gausman had a lot of them, and it's important for him to remain healthy for this squad. He began this season, was having some shoulder fatigue, but it seems like he's healthy and going to be good to go come opening day.
Amazing how far he's come in the last 4 or 5 years. This was a guy that bounced around between the rotation and the bullpen with the Orioles. Giants took a flyer on him, gave him a chance to be in rotation. Hasn't looked back since. Mike, I think he's one of the top 15 pitchers in the game of baseball. Greg Adams asks me all the time, what do you want, Dan? Do you want a horse? Do you want an ace? I want a horse's ace, and that's what he is.
Oh, my goodness. I love it. You know, this was a huge sign for the Blue Jays. 3 innings. He punched out 7. Looks great. It's just a matter of, extending him now so he can get comfortable to, go those 5+ innings. But I'm with you, Dan. His stuff, that combination of kind of that rising fastball with the nasty split, it just makes that hitter's zone. He has a lot of quadrants that he can expose to opposing lineups.
Yeah, you know what he's done too, Taylor, really well, what all the good ones are doing now? They throw that split finger or something hard in the zone with a 2-seamer, and he's riding that 4-seam fastball up in the zone. So it's hard to cover that ball that's at your chest, that's 95 to 98, and then that one that's dipping, darting down and in. It's impossible to get onto that combo.
Especially when the one that looks right down the middle,
right?
And you're like, oh, I'm going to get him, and then it falls off the table.
Bingo.
Yeah, I mean, it's elite speed, it's elite velocity with 2 pitches, and I think that's what makes him so tough.
Yeah, and there's a reason he did what he did a year ago, leading the American League in strikeouts. But the reality of this situation, it's important for him to be healthy. So we want to look at the scope of the Blue Jays rotation. And with this, it seems like Mitch White can now move to the bullpen and provide some depth because they're going to need it with Gausman still trying to build up. But here's a look and some really quality names in that rotation.
Mike, I'm buying this team. I know there's not as much buzz right now as there was spring training last year. The Blue Jays were kind of everybody's sexy pick to maybe win the East. I really like this rotation. I think Barrios has taken a couple of steps forward, and Chris Bassett, to me, might be one of the more underappreciated starting pitchers in either the American or National League.
And I'm looking at this list, Dan and Taylor, and I just look at the number 5 name, Alek Manoah. I mean, he was so good 2 years ago, had a big setback last year. He's dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue. But, man, when he's on, he's so right. And you talk about Bassett being your 3, maybe Kikuchi your 4, Manoah as your 5. Like, that is true depth that I think almost any organization would like to have.
You have to have depth to play in that division, right?
Oh, you get speed up every day.
Exactly.
The lineups are so deep.
Yeah, and we give you that long list of names, and in reality, every single one of those guys could make a start at some point in the season because that's what usually happens. You need every one of them.